number 10, we have the Boneyard in Arizona. Tucson, Arizona is the final resting place of many old aeroplanes. At the Davis-Monthan Air Force Base is the world's largest so-called boneyard for retired planes. It houses some 4,000 in this desert location. While not first discovered by Google Earth, the Google satellite images sparked worldwide interest in this eerie yet fascinating location, which has since become a popular tourist attraction. The base hosts all kinds of interesting aviation models in various states of disarray, including the notorious B-52 bomber. I for one really want to go there.
In our 9th spot today, we have the pentagram. The sigil of Baphomet is the official insignia of the Church of Satan. So of course many people consider the symbol to be satanic. Well, here we have what appears to be this symbol located on the southern shore of the upper Tobol Reservoir. This symbol is massive. It's roughly 1,200 feet or 366 meters in diameter. Many people were wondering, what on earth is this for? Some say it's used for devil worship or sacrifices. Thankfully, it's not, but it's still something creepy. It is actually an abandoned Soviet-era camp, and I believe that the lines that we see that appear to be engraved in the earth are actually roads. What a great design, huh? In our 8th spot, we have the aliens. Are aliens real? Do you believe in them? Well, Google Earth seems to have captured this weird being on a balcony in France. See for yourself. Now, what on earth is that? Is it a weird statue put outside to scare away the neighbors or meddling kids? The dude's face looks like it could be the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt. Did they decide to take these pictures on Halloween? Like, I have so many questions. Or maybe it's a real alien. At this point, aliens probably do live among us, so we're all aliens. I'm an alien. In our 7th spot, we have the disposed bodies. Now, I don't know what's going on here. Was this an art project gone wrong? Did a clothing store shut down and they had to give away their mannequins? Or is this a scene from Goosebumps? There's something so creepy about these discarded mannequins. Like the fact that they're wrapped up. What if they're the works of a serial killer? I mean, think about it, okay? It's pretty clever to discard of a body that way. You wrap the cut up body parts to make it look like they aren't real body parts. Meanwhile, they are. Hidden in plain sight. Please don't get any ideas. I just have an overactive imagination. In reality, it probably just was an art project, just a very creepy one. The guy in the trunk. Now, I have multiple questions for this, and I really don't know if I want to know the answers to them. First off, why is this guy naked? Second, why is he in the trunk of someone's car? Like, are we witnessing a kidnapping, or is he escaping a kidnapping? Next, what's with the dog? It better just be taking a nap, okay? There's just so much going on in this picture. Let's just hope that he was intentionally naked and intentionally wanted to go lie down in his trunk for a bit, okay? Like, this could be used as inspiration for the 4th Hangover movie. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with Handy Mandy. This next one is not PG-13, okay? As if that naked man was. But seriously, warning, the next one is for mature audience members only. Because we got 2 individuals getting frisky in some alleyway. The man can clearly be seen with his pants down, and the woman's hand is in that general direction, so you get what's going on. And if you don't, you're too young to be watching this. Looks like Google is out here ruining everyone's fun. How awkward would it be not only to get caught, but having an image taken of you getting caught and uploaded online? In our 4th spot, we have the creepy scarecrows. Located in a field in Finland, we have what they call the silent people, which are 1,000 scarecrows lined up in a field. This was done by the artist Riho Kila. No thank you, I'm sorry, I'd be too scared of them like coming alive at night or something. Also, the name the silent people, it's creepy. But hey, at least those will scare away the crows, you know, and anyone, for a matter of fact. Moving on to number 3, we have the mooning. In April of 2018, an English man named Toby Sullivan was out for a walk with his friend when he spotted the Google car. So he did what any normal person would do. He dropped his drawers and full-on mooned the camera. Now, I don't know what was running through his mind when he did this, but I definitely did not need to see his peach. Also, for the longest time, his buttocks was uncensored and people could literally zoom into his crack. Okay, it's a little TMI. But when the photo and Toby's story went viral, Google decided to finally censor this guy's behind. Thankfully, gosh. But even with the sensor, you can still fully see this guy's crack, so. Coming in at number 2, we have mowing the lawn. Here's another young lad that recognized the Google car and thought, now is my time to shine. This guy was out mowing his lawn when he spotted the car and decided to lift up his shirt and flash the camera. Even though his face is pixelated, you can see he's giving Google a funny face, a little ah, you know? I bet him and his family had a big laugh about that one. But seriously, that meant that every time someone looked up his place to get directions or whatnot, that image popped up. Boy oh boy. And in our number 1 spot today, we have the mannequins. We got more creepy mannequins, folks. This time we know for sure that they are mannequins and not just wrapped up dead bodies. So you may be wondering, that's an odd way to decorate your lawn. Where is this? A nuclear testing zone? No, this is a neighborhood in Santa Rosa, California. Apparently, a neighbor complained, probably a Karen, that this guy's fence was too high for the city's law. So the neighbors lowered their fence, but then in spite he decorated his yard so that his neighbors wake up every morning to this lovely view. I mean, there's no rules against having mannequins in your yard, so should've just let him have his high fence. That's what you get. Starting off this countdown, we have when duty calls. I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go. You would just hope that no one was around to catch you. Don't want an old lady walking her dog to run into you, popping a squat behind a bush and letting one go. And you really don't want a Google car to pass by and catch you in the act and then publish it online for everyone to see. Because that's actually what happened to this guy. Poor dude was trying so hard to be discreet and he just couldn't win. What's worse is that his company's vehicle wasn't blurred. So now if his work sees this, it's probably very easy to identify him.
Coming in at number 9 is the Arctic landing. So okay, bit of fake advertisement. This one isn't located in the Arctic, it's actually located in Antarctica. Not the same thing, you guys. Either way, Russian UFO enthusiast Valentin Degratev claims he found an alien crash site in Antarctica. There seems to be a saucer-shaped dent in the snow, like the flying saucer landed on its side and just went straight through the snow. I hope you got what I meant when I did that. I mean, I need to speculate and offer other explanations, like okay, is the ice breaking apart underneath there and that's what's causing the slit? But I feel like that's far-fetched, but then again, so is a flying saucer. But it is peculiar and it's surrounded by ridges and flat snow, so it's just a big unexplainable anomaly. I don't know, guys. Is it just a random slit? Is it an alien saucer? I don't really know. At number 8, we have the Martian twins. Now, during the Kofun era in Japan, which was during 300 to 538 AD, they used to build Kofun tombs. And these tombs were for people of the ruling class, and they were shaped like keyholes most commonly and surrounded by water. That's all well and good, but alien hunters spotted a mound on Mars that looked identical to one specific Kofun era tomb. Now, they fully believe that the suspicious similarities between both features is evidence that Martians settled on Earth centuries ago after a catastrophic unknown event forced them to leave the red planet. They ended up building a similar structure on Earth and then going back to Mars when it was finally appropriate. But again, I feel like this whole theory is speculation. How do we know what this catastrophic unknown event was, and if it even happened? If aliens have the technology to travel to another planet and set up camp there, surely they could have evaded whichever terrible thing happened on Mars. Is that too much to ask? I don't think it is. I don't think my expectations are that high, you guys. Plausible. Filling on number 7 slot is the alien base. Now, back in April of this year, a few UFO hunters were searching Google Earth for some sus looking and boy did they find it. There's this really weird 500-meter long object off the coast of Antarctica that from the top looks like an iceberg but literally isn't. The left of it is oddly straight and the top has vertical ridges on it, making it not look like an iceberg at all. According to UFO Sightings Hotspot, it doesn't fit the description of an iceberg, and I quote, "I'm not an iceberg expert, but this object is really peculiar and looks like a vessel disguised as an iceberg." I have to fully agree with you, honestly. I feel like the aliens were probably like, hey, just cover the top in an ice sheet. These dumb humans won't notice the difference. But we did. We are on to you. Dumb humans. May have taken us a few years, but we got there. Now at number 6 is bad parking. I just found this one hilarious because alien life is meant to be so advanced and ahead of us, and I look at this image and I'm like, were you drunk driving? Like, this is shockingly bad. Now, the image was located by YouTube channel Secure Team 10, who found it crash landed in a restricted part of Arizona with a white blacked out car parked next to it. CIA perhaps? probably. Now the flying saucer looks really old-fashioned if anything, like it's not slick or thin, and I'm pretty sure it landed upside down, which is what's really funny to me. Like, how do you mess up a landing that badly? Maybe the aliens decided to take one of the old ones for a ride and then didn't realize how outdated it was, and then boom, disaster, flipped it over. You're gonna be grounded when you get back to your planet. Coming in at number 5 is the SLIT. In the very remote British territory of South Georgia, a really strange thing was found in the snow, and no, we're not talking about my ex, but wow, he keeps popping up in these videos. Now, alien hunting YouTube channel Secure Team 10 found a SLIT in the snow that they claim has all the signs that point to a UFO crash landing. It has the exact trajectory of an angular flying object that came to a screeching halt in the snow. Now, the imprint isn't a plane, otherwise we would have known. It's not military craft, or we would have known, and the crash is too narrow and small to be anything other than an alien craft. But I mean, I don't really know. I think calling every weird SLIT in the snow an alien crash landing is a bit of a cop-out, but alien hunters clearly know better than I do, so I'ma just leave it to the experts. At number 4 is the flying saucer. Clearly you can tell I'm running out of title ideas, and I mean there's only so many different ways you can say spaceship, okay? Either way, YouTube channel Secure Team found an image on Google Earth that they believe is a flying saucer. Located in the South Pole, the circular object in question is sticking out of a mountain amongst the snow. But the rocky areas around it are quite rigid and randomly cut, whereas this object is oddly round, and like perfectly round at that. And I can't zoom in enough to tell if it's just a round cut of water that's randomly there or if it's actually alien aircraft. But since I've never seen alien aircraft, I don't even know. Even if I could zoom in, would I know? Who knows? Now there's like a thinner outline inside the actual outline of the round bit, which seems unnatural to me. Like there's no way that bit's natural. Has to be man-made or alien made. But I feel like zooming in more is necessary to get an actual conclusion, and alas, I can't do that. And I'm definitely not gonna go to Antarctica just to find out. But you can, and let me know if you do. Filling our number 3 slot is the floating island. Now located in Argentina, back in 2016, UFO sightings daily fully believed this floating island was the entrance to an alien base. On Google Maps, it looks like a random crescent was cut out of the greenery in the area. Like there's no other shape like that found nearby, or on the continent, or in the country for that matter. The island actually moves and rotates in a circle, and considering Argentina has had many UFO sightings over the years, it could be possible that aliens have their base underneath this island. Never say never. Now the SLIT could easily fit a 100-meter UFO through it, and no one has actually gone and explored the water beneath the floating island. I think it's just really weird how there's like an oddly perfect circular island that magically got cut out by Mother Nature, and oh, it also rotates and moves. Like, nah honey, that's not Mother Nature, that is alien nature. Now at number 2 are the skid marks. Now, in June of this year, UFO theorist Scott Waring found what he believed to be an alien crash site in Antarctica, because apparently that's the go-to landing pad for most aliens on this list. It's located towards the north of the island, off the coast of another little island, if you know what that means, because I don't, since I'm not an Antarctica expert. Now on the image, he claims part of the UFO's wing is folded up and its concave area is severely dented. There are evident burn skid marks trailing behind the craft, and the craft itself looks to be made of some metallic material. The craft is apparently 96 meters long, while the trail it left behind it is nearly 450 meters long, so clearly it was a really rough landing. And finally, at number 1 is the debated. So even though this one has been debunked, I put it as number 1 because it was so widely believed to be an alien crash landing site for so long before, you know, it obviously wasn't. Now the satellite image shows a mountainous island off the coast of Antarctica. Now in the smooth snow, there's a block of something that's crashed into the snow, leaving a long deep trail behind it. I mean, and I get the allegation, it's narrow, and how often do things really crash into Antarctica unless it's a UFO? From this list, clearly, so I get why the thought was there. And the trail is quite long, but if you follow the trail back, you'll see the trail goes back to a mountain peak and a bunch of disturbed snow. And how many times did I just say trail in the last 30 seconds? Now people believe an avalanche occurred and debris was what the object was, or perhaps it was a trapped submarine, I don't really know. Either way, debunked, finally. Starting us off with number 10 is the underwater base. Now Argentine researcher Marcelo Igazusta found what he believes to be an underwater alien base. The object is 8.5 miles long and it seems to be a pyramid of some kind. It's located right off the coast of Mexico near the ancient Aztec and Mayan pyramids, which could be coincidental or totally random. Since this pyramid has an 8.5 mile base, that catapults it into being the biggest pyramid in the world. Forget Egypt, humans could have never built something like that, especially underwater, so Marcelo believes only aliens could have accomplished it. I mean, cut us some more slack, we're better than that. He believes either the base was there from before or an alien craft landed in the water and was built to do so and they just never left.
In at number 9, we have the Badlands Guardian. Google Earth has revealed many geological anomalies in the past 10 years, and this one in particular is very impressive indeed. Near Medicine Hat in southeastern Canada, Google Earth picked up what looks like a Native American face in profile wearing a First Nations headdress carved into a rock. Ironically, the clear humanoid looks like it's wearing earphones, although what you're seeing is actually a path and oil well. The resemblance is actually quite uncanny. The face seems to have been formed by the erosion of rainwater on layers of rich clay soil. The face has since been dubbed the Badlands Guardian. From a seemingly natural-made phenomenon to a man-made extravaganza, in at number 8 we have the world's largest letters. So what do you do if you're super rich and you want to spend your money on looking super cool? You already have the latest, well, everything, so you kinda need something unique that money can't buy, although actually money can buy you the labor. Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan, sorry if I said that wrong, is an Arab sheikh who didn't stop at buying just his own island. No, he then carved his first name into it so big it could be seen from space. The letters H-A-M-A-D are 1,000 meters high and 2 miles long and have been picked up on Google Earth. The letters extend into the ocean and form their own waterway system, which is pretty cool. Speaking of cool stuff found in the water, we have the discovery of an ancient tidal fish trap right here at number 7. Back in 2009, Google Earth produced a satellite image of a strange V-shaped structure in the water off the coast of Poppet Sands in Wales. Since the image was released, it has been discovered that the structure had been submerged unnoticed for 1,000 years or so and was actually a fish trap during the Norman Conquest. The discovery led to an investigation by the Pembrokeshire College, who were able to discern more about the trap. 1,000 years, seriously. Keeping it nautical, in at number 6, we have the S.S Jassim Shipwreck. In 2003, a Bolivian cargo ferry hit shallow water off the coast of Sudan and was partially capsized. The wreckage was previously known of, but it was first made visible to the general public via Google Earth, which plainly shows the ship on its side. This is one of several shipwrecks visible on Google Earth, which is slowly but surely making our waters more accessible and solving several mysteries of our vast ocean. Another personal favourite shipwreck you can now see on Google Earth is the S-World Discoverer, which is off the coast of the Solomon Islands. Whilst there was little to no bloodshed on these sunken boats, I can't definitely say the same for our number 5, which is a lake that looks to be made of blood in Iraq. Just outside Sadr city in Iraq, there is a blood red lake. While it probably isn't filled with real blood, nobody can quite explain why it's such a vivid red colour. The image was taken by Google Earth in 2007, with many speculating it could be from animal blood by a nearby slaughterhouse, although that would have to be a lot of blood to turn the whole lake that red. Others say it's pollution or sewage, I just don't know. Maybe it's just red, like Hiller Lake in Australia is just pink. Weird though. An excellent way that Google Earth has been utilised in the past few years is in criminal cases. The roving camera has often caught images of some crimes in progress, helping injured parties discover more about their cases. Coming in at number 4, we have 2 thieves identified by Google Maps, which is a part of Google Earth. A 14-year-old boy from the Netherlands was having no luck in identifying 2 teens who stole his bike, wallet and phone in broad daylight. That was until 6 months later, when he remembered the day his bike was stolen was also the day that he saw a Google car driving around his neighbourhood. Lo and behold, as he viewed his local area on Google Street View, he found an image of himself riding his bike with 2 people approaching behind him. After the boy contacted the authorities, Google released the original image to the Dutch police, who found the boys. They turned out to be a pair of twins who were no stranger to crime in the area. Case solved. So coming in at number 3 of our top 10 Google Earth discoveries, we have a secret underground layer from the Church of Scientology. Spotted in the New Mexico desert, Google Earth picked up a symbol, 2 overlapping circles, thought to belong to the Church of Technology, a branch of the Church of Scientology. The symbol, visible only from the air, is near the religion's Trementina base, as well as close to a mile-long landing strip. It is thought that the base leads to underground tunnels, eventually leading to a vault containing the works from church founder L. Ron Hubbard. So we are living in the 21st century. In fact, we're almost a quarter of the way through it. So you would have thought, with all the technology available to us, that we will have discovered everything we need to know about our planet. Apparently not. Just over 10 years ago, Google Earth helped biologists discover a new rainforest. Not only that, it is thought to be the largest rainforest in southern Africa. The rainforest on Mount Mebu in Mozambique was discovered by Dr. Julian Bayliss. He was browsing Google Earth to look for medium altitude forests as part of a Royal Botanic Gardens Kew project. As he looked, he discovered what looked like an undocumented area of rainforest, which led to research teams exploring further. They soon discovered the forest in the flesh, so to speak, and it is a whopping 7,800 hectares. It also houses some species previously unknown to scientists. Okay, so up next at number 1, we have one of the most important and life-saving Google Earth discoveries ever made, and that has to be the location of many of the Cambodian minefields. Working alongside charity Halo Trust, Google has been able to map out areas with potential mines in Cambodia. With the help of Google Earth Pro, Halo are able to survey dangerous areas more closely, allowing them a clear and deeper view where mines could be. Then when they investigate the areas, they are able to defuse many of them. The company has said that Google Earth has revolutionized the way we see and browse the world, which I couldn't agree with more. Hooray for Google Earth!